All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are cracking open one of the best-kept secrets in Minecraft. Seriously, if you are sick and tired of grinding away for emeralds, then you are in exactly the right place. By the time we're done here, you'll know how to get permanent, absolutely massive discounts from any villager you want. So let's do this.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this hack is such a game changer. Then, we'll get you all geared up for success. After that, we're going to walk step by step through the zombification and curing process, and we'll finish up with the best part, seeing those incredible discounts and a few pro tips. Okay, so let's talk about the problem, right? We've all been there. You finally get that perfect librarian, maybe one with a mending book, but he wants like a fortune in emeralds for it. Villager trades can be so expensive, and it just turns into this endless grind.
But what if you could change all of that? What if you could permanently slash those prices on every single trade? Imagine getting that mending book not for a crazy price, but maybe for a single emerald. Yeah, that's exactly what we're about to do.
This is where villager zombification comes into play. I know it sounds a little intense, but it's actually pretty simple. You're basically going to let a zombie turn your villager, and then you swoop in and cure them. You are the hero. And for saving their life, they thank you with permanent, game-changing discounts. It's awesome.
All right, let's get you geared up. You know, just like you wouldn't go into a boss fight without the right armor and weapons, getting your items ready before you start is the absolute key to making this whole thing go off without a hitch. Now pay attention, because this is probably the single most important rule for this entire process. You have to be on hard difficulty. Just look at the chart. On easy, there's a 0% chance your villager turns into a zombie. They just die. On normal, it's a 50-50 coin flip. You might lose them. But on hard, it is a 100% guaranteed conversion every single time. So before you do anything else, pause, switch your world to hard. It's totally non-negotiable for this to work.
Okay, here is your shopping list. And don't worry, it's not that complicated. You'll need to trap a zombie, of course, and have your target villager ready to go. Grab some basic building blocks. The really important things, though, are the two magic ingredients for the cure. 1 golden apple and 1 splash potion of weakness.
First things first, we need to craft a fermented spider eye. This is super easy. Just grab a spider eye, some sugar, and a brown mushroom, and pop them all into a crafting table. Done. That's the key ingredient for our potion.
Now it's time to do a little brewing. Head over to your brewing stand, put your fermented spider eye in with some water bottles, and that'll create a potion of weakness. But, and this is a crucial final step, you have to add gunpowder. That's what turns it into a splash potion, which we need so we can throw it. And here's our second key item, the golden apple. Just take a regular apple and surround it with 8 gold ingots. Yeah, I know, it's a little pricey, but you only need 1 per villager, and trust me, the return on this investment is absolutely insane. Okay, our gear is ready. It's time for the fun part.
All right, this is where it gets really interesting. Our gear's ready, our potions are brewed, and we are locked into hard difficulty. It is time to introduce our villager to their new, friend in waiting.
Now hold on. Before you bring in the zombie, there are 2 absolutely critical things you have to do. First, make sure your villager has the job you want them to have, like a librarian with a lectern. Second, and this is the big one, you must trade with them at least 1 time.
Let me be crystal clear about this, because if you forget this step, you will be kicking yourself later. Trading with them locks in their trades. If you find that perfect mending book, but you forget to trade, after you cure them, they could have a totally different, useless trade instead. You'd lose that perfect trade forever. So please don't let that happen to you.
Okay, it is go time. First, get a zombie trapped. Pro tip, use a name tag on it so it doesn't despawn on you. Then get your villager into a safe, little enclosed space and introduce the zombie. Just let the zombie do its thing. And once the villager transforms into a zombie villager, make sure you secure them so they don't wander off or burn in the daylight. Whew! The hard part is officially over. Your villager is now a zombie. Now for the magic. Let's talk about the final, most rewarding step, bringing them back and unlocking those incredible discounts.
Curing them is a simple 1-2 punch. First, you hit the zombie villager with your splash potion of weakness.
you'll see these gray, swirly particles around them. Then, while they're weakened, you just feed them the golden apple. The particles will turn red, and the zombie villager will start to shake like crazy. That's how you know it's working. Now you just have to wait a few minutes, and poof, they'll transform back.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The payoff. Your villager is cured, they are super grateful, and their prices? Well, they're about to blow your mind. Just look at that. 7. A trade that used to cost 32 emeralds is now just 7. And this isn't some temporary sale either. After just one cure, that discount is permanent. It's locked in.
So let's just put it side by side. You go from a standard, everyday villager with sky-high prices to a grateful friend who gives you huge permanent discounts. This is your new reality for every single one of those trades you locked in earlier. And hey, for all you Bedrock Edition players, I've got some amazing news. There's a bonus. When you cure one villager, any other villagers nearby will also give you a discount. It's a thing called gossip in the game, and it makes this whole technique even more ridiculously powerful.
And once you master this with one villager, you can start to think bigger, way bigger. You can build dedicated zombification chambers, use minecart systems to move everyone around easily, and start curing villagers in batches to create a whole trading hall where everything is on sale.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's just run through the biggest mistakes one more time. This is your final checklist. 1. Don't forget to set the difficulty to hard. 2. Always lock in those trades first. 3. Keep your mobs out of the sun. And 4. Have your potion and apple ready before you start. Get these 4 things right, and you're golden.
And there you have it. You now have the knowledge to completely change your entire Minecraft economy. This is honestly one of the most satisfying and rewarding things you can do in the game. So the only question left is, now that you're an expert, what are you going to build first? Happy trading!